Head north of our border now to the beautiful country of Zimbabwe, where the opposition leader in that country, Nelson Chamisa, says he's ready to lead, taking to Twitter earlier this week, saying it's now his turn. Chamisa also saying that liberation heroes around his age were around when they took over at the age he is now. So it's a huge pleasure to welcome leader of the MDC, Nelson Chamisa, to eNCA from Zimbabwe. Mr. Chamisa, good morning to you. We only have about 5 minutes together, you and I. I know we can talk about a lot happening in Zimbabwe, but I was curious about your tweet that you're ready to lead and lead now. Why? What suddenly happened that you want to be in charge?
Well, thank you very much. It's exciting news in Zimbabwe. We are so excited that we have seen an onslaught on the alternative, on the opposition, the MDC alliance in particular, through the machinations of Mr. Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF. But we have managed to weather the storm. We are strengthening, we are renewing, we are refreshing, but more importantly, we are so ready. And of course, they've been using ageism and maturityism to say that, look, you are young, and therefore you are not supposed to seek the position of leadership. And we've told them that it's a generational mandate. It's an intergenerational consensus that we must have change in Zimbabwe, and the time is now. So we've been emphasizing the fact that those who are claiming that we are too young to run, to lead, are actually the ones who led when they were young, especially after the liberation struggle in Zimbabwe.
Mr. Chamisa, tell me, when you say they are saying to you that you're too young to lead, who's they?
Well, of course, when we say they, we mean those who are in ZANU-PF, who are in their 80s, who are in their 70s, in particular Mr. Mnangagwa, and of course other octogenarian leaders who are within ZANU-PF. They would want to use age as a weapon against the young people. And we've said, look, it's a generational contradiction to say that young people can't lead. We want to look at the liberation promise which was undertaken by the young people then. Now ours is a democratization and transformation promise, and we are the young people, and we are ready to lead, and we are the geared up team and generation to lead. That has been the discourse. But more importantly, Zimbabweans want to see a free and fair election. Zimbabweans have had a disputed 2018 election, which we won by a second margin.
Mr. Chamisa, I'm starting to lose your audio for a moment. Mr. Chamisa, I'm going to ask you just to take a breath from me for a moment. We're starting to lose your audio. Let's just maybe see if it can catch up and buffer and get you back on. While it's doing that, let me just give some context to my next question. 2 journalists arrested a couple of days ago at one of your MDC Alliance anniversary commemorations in Bulawayo. Tell me what happened there, as well, as it seems like there's still issues between state authority and state police and the MDC. Hopefully your audio is better. What happened at that anniversary event?
We are seeing the persecution of journalists, the persecution of activists in democracy, in particular the persecution of MDC alliance leaders. That is an ongoing problem, but it is in a context, the context being authoritarian consolidation by Mr. Mnangagwa, and we are fighting it because we are saying elections in Zimbabwe have to be free and fair. So we continue to see the worsening of the political environment, the human rights situation, the bad governance continues to escalate. We thought that with the exit of Mr. Mugabe, the situation would have improved, but it's actually worsening.
Are you at any point feeling like you and the lives of your families are in danger? Are we seeing this sort of rhetoric, the political violence that we saw during the Mugabe era? Are you experiencing that now, or is at least that part of Zimbabwe's political landscape better?
Well, it's not better. I mean, as I speak right now, I have Makomborero Haruzivishe, who is our youth leader, who is in custody of the police. He has been incarcerated, he's in jail, he's a political prisoner. And we continue to have all our leaders, most of them who are senior, we have got cases, charges that have been trammed up against them. So the situation has not improved. We have people like Hope Chingono, a journalist. We have issues that are before the court. And I could go on and on. Citizens continue to face serious problems on account of acerbic and toxic politics. The politics is broken and must be fixed. And the only way to fix it is to be able to come together as the people of Zimbabwe and say this far and no further. We can't continue the mistakes of the past. Mr. Mugabe's politics is gone, but we can see that the continued escalation of hostilities is something that we must fix as Zimbabweans. And we have said to Mr. Mnangagwa, please come, let us reason together. But he's not seeing sense in dialoguing. He's not seeing sense in coming together. This country belongs to the young people. This country has actually given its endorsement to the MDC alliance, to the alternative. ZANU-PF is the past, and it can't be the future.
Last question to you, Mr. Chamisa, briefly, if you can. So what is the next step now? Of course, this disputed 2018 election. You're saying your country is ready for the youth to govern. When is that going to take place? What's the plan?
Well, you have seen the wave in Malawi. They did it in Zambia, and we are next. You know, it's a wave that is unstoppable. It's a wave that cannot be delayed. An idea whose time has come cannot be delayed. And I can tell you that come the next election, the people of Zimbabwe are very empathic. They want change. They want to see change. This is not just an MDC demand. It's a Zimbabwean demand. It is a national call.
It's a terrible shame. We've just lost that audio, but I think we did get the gist of it. So now is the time for the youth to rule in Zimbabwe, is the call from Zimbabwe's opposition leader Nelson Chamisa. Such a shame, lost that audio right towards the end. But it seems, according to the MDC, it's time for change and for ZANU-PF to step aside. My thanks to the MDC's Nelson Chamisa.